So you're looking to live in the Bay Area, but you want to know what people generally do after work or on the weekends. So in this video, I'll share with you what are the top things to do here in the Bay Area, especially for young professionals. And make sure to stick around till the end because the last thing to do is the most important. So if you're new to this channel and you want to know everything there is about living in the Bay Area, then subscribe below and tap the bell for notifications so you could be the first to know about everything there is about living in the Bay Area. Hi, my name is Austin Lee, and I'm a real estate agent here based in the Bay Area, but I'm also a Bay Area native who's grown up here his entire life, so I'm very familiar with the area. So if you're looking to buy or sell a home here based in the Bay Area, feel free to contact me, send me an email, or send me a appointment on Candy, and I'd love for the opportunity to serve and help you. All right, let's get started. So one of the top activities that young professionals like to do here in the Bay Area is to go get a drink called Boba. Now, if you're not familiar with what Boba is this drink composed of milk, tea, and sugar. It's often associated with some toppings such as tapioca pearls that are like glazed in brown sugar, or you could do some other toppings such as like egg pudding or coconut jelly or fruit jelly. So pretty much Boba, it's not just a drink, it's almost like a subculture in itself. It's very common for a lot of people just to meet up and then just go get Boba, right? Because it's not just you just drinking it as like a snack, but it's also a thing that you can like associate with like maybe walking in the park or sitting on the bench in a warm afternoon or playing cards or something. So here in the Bay Area, if you go to a lot of Boba shops, won't be a surprise if you see a long line. People just waiting in line, maybe just get a mid-afternoon snack or maybe a post-lunch or post-dinner dessert. So yeah, it's pretty crazy how popular it is here. And here in the Bay Area, there's tons of Boba shops literally everywhere. Pretty much every city in the Bay Area has its own Boba shop, but you can even go to some streets in Cupertino, Sunnyvale, Milpitas, and Fremont, and you'll literally see like Boba shops like 4 to 5 on the same street. So it's crazy how ridiculous the demand of Boba is here. So definitely you want to experience that young professional Bay Area life, definitely go check out a Boba shop. Another activity that a lot of young professionals like doing in the Bay Area is to play sports. So here in the Bay Area, we're blessed with really good weather. So if you love playing outdoor sports, you're gonna have the opportunity to play that year round because the weather's never gonna get that bad. So one of the sports that's really picking up a lot of steam, gaining a lot of new players here in the Bay Area, just like the rest of the country, is the sport of pickleball. So pretty much now every city here in the Bay Area is kind of scrambling to construct more pickleball courts because there's so many people that just want to play. I go to a lot of these courts here in the Bay Area, people are just waiting in line, people want to play. And pretty much, generally they're first come, first serve too. So it's definitely a large scramble to get a court for pickleball. I believe there is also one court in Sunnyvale that allows you to pay money to reserve it. That's also another alternative if I guess you don't want to sit. You can pay money and get your own court. There's also other traditional sports that you can play such as basketball. I know a lot of outdoor courts, that play basketball, and even outdoor courts with some lights such as Calabasas Park in West San Jose or Ortega Park in Sunnyvale. So if you like playing basketball, definitely go check out those courts. Definitely a lot of people like to play basketball. Other sports that people like to play here in the Bay Area is definitely golf. There's a lot of golf courses here in the Bay Area, starting with like the more popular ones, right? Like the TPC Harding Park in San Francisco or Pebble Beach in Monterey. Those are like the more famous ones, like ones going on the PGA Tour. But there's also smaller golf courses such as the Baylands Golf Links in Palo Alto. There's the Prune Ridge Golf Course in Santa Clara. And also the Cinnabars Golf Course in South San Jose is also very popular. But again, almost every city here in Bay Area has some type of golf course. So golfing is very popular. I know a lot of people in tech like to go play golf as well. I've even heard stories of people like taking a long lunch break to go tea time, go to a 9 holes. So definitely golf is also very ingrained in the culture here in the Bay Area. So if you love golf, definitely there's going to be a lot of golf courses here in the Bay Area. Now, if you're looking for some more of an organized team sport, there's also options here in the Bay Area as well. There's Zog Sports in San Jose and San Francisco, and that allows you to sign up. You can sign up as a free agent, and they'll just put you on a team, and you can play in a rec league, generally about 6 to 8 weeks. And there's a lot of different sports that you can play. You can play like volleyball, you can play soccer, you can play softball. I think you can play indoor basketball, or like more fun sports. I think it's also you can do pickleball too there as well. You can also do like dodgeball or kickball. So yeah, definitely if you want to play organized team sports, I would definitely recommend signing up in a league in like Zog. There's also a league called Volo Sports, I believe in San Francisco it covers. And also, you can also look in each individual city Because a lot of these individual cities have these rec leagues too, just for residents only, and it's also generally a lot cheaper option. Now, generally with those city leagues though, they generally don't do like free agents, so you generally need to find like a whole group of people to sign up as a team. So that is also one drawback of that, but it is also cheaper as well. So definitely, if you like to play organized team sports, I think it's also a great way just to meet people of common interest as well. You know, I've signed up for a few, and generally people are pretty casual. You know, everyone's pretty friendly. It's not too competitive, so you have to worry about feeling like, oh, you have to be really good or not. And I think it's just a really fun environment, just having something to do to stay active. All right, another thing that a lot of young professionals like to do here in the Bay Area is to go hang out at the mall. Now, one of the most popular malls here in Bay Area that I would personally recommend is the Westfield Valley Fair Santana Row near San Jose and Santa Clara. Now, the reason really I recommend that mall is because you're going to get a lot of different experiences, right? It's not just going to be just, you know, shopping for clothes or like jewelry, you know, or like perfume or really expensive stuff, but there's also a lot of like just like fun experiences as well. There's a bowling alley there. There's also an arcade center there. But also there's just a bunch of different food options that I think the mall does a really good job of providing it for like all types of like income levels, you could say. So you have a really fancy dining, right? So you have fancy dining such as you have a 𝐑𝐄𝐿, which is like the soup dumpling place that's really fancy. Generally takes like 2 to 3 hour wait if you don't like book anything. So keep in mind. There's also 𝐊𝐿𝐼, which is almost just like this Italian supermarket, but also has like an upscale Italian restaurant, you know, near it as well. So if you want that fine dining experience, you can get that as well. There's also this new Korean barbecue place called 𝐊𝐄𝐃 Barbecue, KBBQ. So definitely want a premium Korean barbecue experience, you can definitely go there. Valley Fair also has a Maestro Steakhouse, which is the traditional, very fancy wine and dine steakhouse. But there's also like nice like medium price stuff as well, right? You have their traditional like, Cheesecake Factory if you like classic American food. But there's also Ramen Nagi, which is really good ramen spot. Generally, you might have to wait an hour there too, especially on the weekends. But I guess to show it's very popular. There's also Marugame Udon, which is this udon place. It's also very popular. So, I mean, there's so many more food places that in Valley Fair that I can't really list. It's gonna take forever. I would list like 6 or 7, but it just goes to show that there's so much to eat there in Valley Fair. So I definitely think it's not a bad place just to hang out on the weekend and stuff, just to you know, walk around, enjoy the air conditioning, and just enjoy some like really nice food as well. So I think that's why it's really popular here in the Bay Area. There's also a lot of shopping centers here across the Bay Area. Well, it's not just Westfield Valley Fair and Santana Row. There's also shopping centers in South San Jose, just Oak Ridge Shopping Center. There's a really nice mall near Palo Alto called the Stanford Shopping Center. Another mall in Milpitas called the Great Mall, which is this large indoor mall. I think was the largest indoor mall here in Northern California. And there's also these nice premium outlets as well, such as Livermore outlets and Gilroy outlets here in the Bay Area. So definitely, if you just like shopping or you just like just walking around in a really nice, like contained, controlled environment, I definitely see a lot of young people there. It's very crowded. It's always fun things to do. Just a great environment. Just get food and hang out. So definitely go check out some of these malls. All right, another activity that a lot of young professionals like to do is to hang out at a library or cafe. So I don't know if it's just the culture here that everyone's just really busy or everyone's just really studious, but yeah, generally whenever I go to a library or a cafe, there's always just people studying, you know, bringing their laptops or doing their homework or reading a book. So in terms of the nicest libraries that we have in the Bay Area, I would say probably the nicest library that you want to check out is definitely the Martin Luther King Jr. Library in San Jose State University. And this library is pretty much an 8-story building. It looks like a giant tech office, and you know, it's super spacious, looks super modern. So definitely, if you're looking for a quiet place just to study, do your work, I would definitely recommend checking out that library down in downtown San Jose. But also every city here in the Bay Area pretty much has its own county library too, and they're all really well maintained. They're all very clean. Generally have a lot of study space. Also generally provide free Wi-Fi. So I know cities like Saratoga, Sunnyvale, Cupertino. You can go up to San Mateo, Fremont, Milpitas. Pretty much all these cities have these nice libraries. And not only are these places, you know, great places just to study and do your work, but these are also like kind of community centers as well, community gathering places. So, you know, I know the library where I'm at, I know the Saratoga Library, there's often like, you know, guitar playing workshops, or there's like maybe like a Python tutoring workshop, or maybe someone has like investing or something, like investing talk. Just pretty much any kind of things that people think that are like good for the community. People host a lot of special talks in these type of places. So yeah, definitely these are just a really great place just to gain free skills. I think the community does a really good job of keeping these events free too, very accessible. So I think it's also just one nice part about these libraries as well. Now, if you're not really liking that library type of environment, and I know a lot of young people also like going to cafes as well, because maybe they can order some coffee, or these kind of like that ambient noise as well. I know there's a lot of cafes in the Bay Area that I see a bunch of young people just doing their work. I know like Big Mug Coffee Roaster in Santa Clara is very popular. I also know Phil's Coffee in Cupertino. Again, there's a lot of people just getting their work done there too. There's also Voyager Craft Coffee, which is also another popular chain store all across the Bay Area. It has multiple locations. So definitely, you want to see a lot of young people on the weekend, see what people are doing. Definitely just going to a library or a cafe. That's actually a very popular thing to do here in the Bay Area. All right, another activity that a lot of young professionals like to do in the Bay Area is to go hiking. I think the reason why is, first, the Bay Area we have really good weather, like I said earlier, but also we have a lot of mountain ranges that's very convenient, so a lot of hiking trails are not very far away. It's also like, it's a free activity too as well, so it's just a very easy way just to gather people. I know when I was working in tech, a lot of people, like maybe on the weekends, they just gather, let's go meet at a hiking trail and just hang out together. Let's hike up this trail together. It's like we can accomplish something. We can also just be active together. So I think that's the reason why hiking is just very popular here in the Bay Area. Now, if I was to recommend one hiking trail here in the Bay Area, I would definitely recommend the Land's End Trail in San Francisco. I think the reason why, it's like a 3.4 mile loop. It's very moderate, very flat, but it's also one of the most scenic hikes that you're ever going to see here in the Bay Area, because you're going to see the Pacific Ocean. You're also going to see the Golden Gate Bridge. So it's just going to have really good weather. It's a very nice environment. So definitely want to check out that hike as well. I think it's the most beautiful hike that you're going to see here in the Bay Area. Another hike that I really recommend is the Mission Peak hike in Fremont. And the reason I like that hike is it's a very good challenge, right? It's about a 5 mile round loop. It's about 2.5 miles. It's a very steep hike, but it's not too long. But the reason I like it, it's also like a good challenge too, right? Because when you get to the top, you feel like you accomplished a lot. And right on the top of the hike, there's this really time capsule thing. So it's really cool. It's really fun just to take pictures when you like accomplish that really strenuous hike. So I've definitely done that Mission Peak with like a lot of friends, and it's a lot of fun and it's a good challenge. There's also some other hikes too down South Bay. There's also Castle Rock State Park near the Santa Cruz Mountains, and that's just a very green, very beautiful hike. You won't see any water, but it's a very, very calm and pretty hike. Another really, really crazy hike though, I haven't personally tried it, it's called the Alameda Falls hike up in Santa Rosa, up in the North Bay. So that one's about a 14 mile loop hike, and you'll see a really nice cool waterfall there. So definitely very highly rated if I checked out hiking trails here in the Bay Area. I personally haven't gone on it myself, but yeah, if anyone's gone on it, feel free to comment and let us know how nice of a hike it is. So definitely check out some hikes here in the Bay Area. All right, another activity that a lot of young professionals like to do in the Bay Area is to go to the gym. So I don't know if it's the Bay Area just like super health conscious, or people just really like living an active lifestyle, but whenever I go to the gyms are just absolutely packed, especially if you go like after work, before dinner, that 5 to 7, those few hours, and it's just really hard just to find like a squat rack to go to or a bench press. You just have to wait a lot. But yeah, generally the main gyms here in the Bay Area are like a 24-hour fitness. And if you get like a super sport edition, you can get like a pool or like indoor basketball. So there's definitely levels. On the lower tier, more cost-friendly tier, there's Crunch Fitness as well, which has many locations here in the Bay Area. I believe it's like only like $10 a month. And if you want a more luxurious premium experience, there's a gym called 𝐑𝐄𝐋𝐀𝐋 in Palo Alto, I believe. So definitely, there's definitely different levels if you want a different type of gym experience. But if a gym, like a weight room, is a little too intimidating for you, definitely things that you can sign up for, like a yoga class. I believe there's like Yoga 6. There's a lot of chains around the Bay Area. There's also F45, which is this course that kind of gives you like more structure. So you just show up for like 45 minutes and they just give you some a course that you just sign up for maybe like once every hour. So I know a lot of people like to do that. There's also Soul Cycle, which is pretty much cycling. So you're kind of like on a Peloton bike, and an instructor kind of guides you through that as well. And also, rock climbing is also a very popular thing among young professionals here in the Bay Area. I know there's a movement gym in Sunnyvale and also a movement gym in San Francisco. And I personally don't go to those gyms, but I know a lot of friends who sign up for movement gym, and they just see a lot of young professionals like the new big thing here in the Bay Area. So definitely, if you just want to meet a lot of young professionals, definitely check out a rock climbing gym here in the Bay Area. All right, another activity that a lot of young professionals like to do in the Bay Area is like just hang out and play some activities. Now keep in mind, these activities will cost a little bit of money, but generally I see these activities done like in a work context, I mean like a social event, or people just hanging out with their friends too. So yeah, it's a lot of young professionals like to do these type of events. And one of the most popular activities that are here in the Bay Area is Topgolf. So Topgolf is pretty much a combination of a driving range and like high-tech like mini golf combined. And it's just a really fun environment because it's like lit up if you hit these targets and stuff. It's like self-contained, and it's just a really nice environment, especially at night with the lights are out. It's just a really good environment also because there's couches, lounges that people just sit and watch. You can order food, so it's definitely a place where you can just order food and just like talk with people. It's not too serious, not too competitive, and people can just take turns like hitting the golf balls, up the driving range. So yeah, it's just really cool, really fun. There's a really new top golf course in San Jose. We're also building another Topgolf in Burlingame, closer to San Francisco. So, across the Bay Area, they're just opening more locations. Another really nice activity that people like to play is mini golf. So especially Golfland in Sunnyvale. I think it's actually one of the nicer golf courses I've seen across the entire country because a lot of mini golf places, it's just kind of very small. Maybe it's like a par 2, maybe it's like one hill or a turn, but actually in Golfland in Sunnyvale, there's actually a lot of cool obstacles. So I think that makes the mini golf a little bit more fun than your most traditional mini golf that you would see across the country. Also, I guess since people really like golf here in the Bay Area, there's this new thing called Tipsy Golf, which is pretty much just like half bar, half mini golf. So it's a place that you can maybe order some alcohol or call beer and then play like a mini golf game on a table. So you're using like these like putts, almost like a pool table at the same time. So it's just a very interesting concept as to that I've seen it's very popular here in the Bay Area. Another activity that a lot of people like to do is like axe throwing as well. I personally haven't done it because it doesn't feel like the most safest thing to do, just throw like a heavy axe, but I know it's very popular. And if you like our traditional bowling as well, we have a ton of bowling lanes too, Bullmore lanes. So yeah, across the Bay Area, there's a lot of bowling alleys. So definitely those are really fun activities I see a lot of people do. Especially on Tuesday nights, I know a lot of these bowling alleys have a lot of discounts too. So definitely if you're going with friends or you're trying to reserve a group, there's definitely more like cost-friendly options there too as well. All right, another activity that a lot of young professionals like to check out here in the Bay Area is to just go to a museum. So here in the Bay Area, we have different tons of museums because we have tons of history. So definitely one of the most famous museums here in the Bay Area is the SF MoMA, the Museum of Modern Art. So I would definitely recommend checking out that museum with a lot of contemporary art. Because also San Francisco is closely related to Silicon Valley, which is kind of like the birthplace of tech. We also have a lot of tech-related museums as well. So we have the Computer Science History Museum in Mountain View and the Tech Interactive in downtown San Jose. So in those museums, you can learn the history of tech, and you can also see a lot of cool futuristic exhibits as well. So those are kind of more interactive, more engaging. If you really like nature, I would definitely check out the California Academy of Sciences. That's where you can see more animals and kind of seeing more green, more naturistic, kind of like that giant environmental feel. Another museum I definitely recommend is check out the Asian Art Museum too, because San Francisco has a really rich Chinese immigrant history. So it's definitely really cool just to kind of see the story of San Francisco, unfold into these type of museums. So definitely these are maybe more like one-time things, but definitely things that are very unique to the Bay Area that I think I would definitely recommend to check out as a young professional. All right, another activity that a lot of young professionals like to do in the Bay Area is go to a sporting event. So the Bay Area has a really rich history of sports teams doing well. So that's why a lot of these sporting events are just very popular. Most famous, I think, field arena I would think in the Bay Area is actually Oracle Park in San Francisco, and that's where the San Francisco Giants play. And it's not because the Giants are good, because the Giants are not very good right now, but actually it's because you have Oracle Park, and in that park it's actually it's by the water. So it's really cool that you can sit in the baseball stands, and then you can also see the water. So people try to hit home runs. Instead of going outside the park, actually goes into the ocean as well. So I think it's a really cool experience, very beautiful, very scenic, and also the food there is also a lot better than more traditional sporting arenas. There they have like crab sandwiches, they have garlic fries, they have Ghirardelli ice cream sundaes. So, even if you're not like a hardcore sports fan, it's just a really fun experience just to take people out. And if you really just like enjoy new experiences in general, I think I would definitely recommend checking out Oracle Park. But if you like a traditional, more sports, I would definitely like Chase Center in San Francisco and watch the Golden State Warriors. It's a really brand new arena. It's only built like 4 or 5 years ago, so it's very top of the line. It's very modern. It's going to feel a very luxurious experience. The jumbotrons are huge. The seats are new. There's a lot of nice food vendors in that area because, again, it's a very new arena, so they want to cater to make it a really luxurious experience. So yeah, I'll definitely check out some Golden State Warrior games at Chase Center, but keep in mind it is kind of expensive now because the Warriors are pretty good, but definitely once in a while, I would definitely recommend at least checking it out once. Also down in South Bay near Santa Clara, the Levi Stadium, that's where the San Francisco 49ers play, and 49ers NFL games are also super exciting because, especially under the lights too, because the games, not many games in the NFL season, so every game just feels like it's very meaningful. The crowd gets really into it, and the games just feel like very intense. So I would definitely recommend checking out a game at Levi Stadium. The food and the parking is definitely not ideal, but the stadium's still relatively new compared to most arenas here compared to the NFL. There's only like, I think it was believed it was built in like 2014, so it's only 10 years old. So again, it's not going to be, it feels very safe. It's going to feel like a very cool experience as well. And also the last arena I recommend checking out is SAP Center in downtown San Jose. So that's where the San Jose Sharks play. And again, it's a very new arena. The Sharks aren't very good, so at least the tickets will be cheap there. But also, SAP Center also hosts a lot of concerts and events too. So definitely you can check out that arena as well. All right, the last activity that a lot of young professionals like to do in the Bay Area is just to hang out in their common interest group. Now, this isn't just a Bay Area thing, but I really believe what makes home is not just like, finding your house or finding your job, but it's really meeting people that you can really share life with, meeting people that you share your same values, same goals, and same interests. So, here in the Bay Area, you have so many different types of people, so many different interests. So I'm sure it's easy for you to find people that share those types of same things, whether it's online or in person. I know online there's so many resources that you could find these type of people, such as like meetup.com. I'm seeing groups that, maybe you like hiking, you love photography, you love food. If you're into like the tech and startup community, there's a meetup group for that as well. If you love board games, there's also another group for that as well. There's also literally groups for like young professionals and or like people in their 20s even. So pretty much like there's literally no excuse why you can't find a group that you can't find something in common with. So I definitely recommend finding a group. You can also use like Facebook as well. I believe Facebook groups, there's also groups like that, especially here in the Bay Area, where you can find people where you can share a common interest. If you happen to be religious, I definitely recommend get plugged into a church and stuff. For me personally, I'm Christian, so I'm plugged into a church called like City Light Bible Church, and I really enjoy it because it's a place where I can really grow in my faith, really listen to like expository preaching, but also surrounded by a lot of like Christians, people who really want to live out like a Christian lifestyle. So I know for me personally, I really love it. It really makes like life more exciting. So if you're Christian as well, I definitely love to help you find a good church as well. So yeah, definitely, you really want to find that community, find that common interest group here in the Bay Area. It'll definitely make the Bay Area feel like home. All right, hopefully you have a better understanding of what there is to do in the Bay Area, especially as a young professional. I really believe the Bay Area is a super exciting place, even as a young professional. So hopefully that came through this video. Obviously, I don't know every single activity there is to do in the Bay Area, so if I missed something and there's something that you really want to share with people, feel free to drop in the comments, and we can really make the Bay Area a more exciting place for everyone. So if you're looking to buy or sell a home in the Bay Area, or looking to move in the Bay Area, feel free to contact me, and I'd be happy to serve you and help you in your search. So with that, let's stay connected, and I'll see you in the next video.